What is going on, all you beautiful motherfuckers? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Psycho Killer, your host. And as you can see, Rockstar, if you haven't already heard, has announced the official release of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in what they're calling Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, a definitive series. What's coming with this? What does this mean? And with this series coming out, when is it coming out? And what does that mean for the rest of the year? What does it mean between now and then with Grand Theft Auto Online? What does that mean for the expanded and enhanced versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online? What does it have to do with the DLCs and the weekly events that are around the holidays and Halloween? What can we expect from these? Well, that's what this video is about. We're going to talk about the expanded and enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as the upcoming winter DLC. We're going to talk about the holiday events, and we're going to talk about the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition in this video. So without wasting any more time, let's actually get into the video.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my seat. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
So first, let's check out the Newswire. What does the Newswire say? Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, and more coming soon. Plus details on upcoming special events and updates in Grand Theft Auto Online. Later this month marks a very special anniversary for Rockstar Games. 20 years since the original release of Grand Theft Auto 3. The game that set players loose in the sprawling three-dimensional metropolis of Liberty City with a new and unprecedented sense of freedom and immersion. In addition to carving a new path for the open world genre, Grand Theft Auto 3 established Grand Theft Auto as a cultural phenomenon, alongside its two subsequent and equally legendary entries in the series, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the Grand Theft Auto fans who have supported the games over the past 2 decades. Your love and appreciation for these games have helped push the Grand Theft Auto series forward with every iteration. In honor of the upcoming anniversary, today we are excited to announce that all 3 games will be coming to the current generation platforms later this year in Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and the Rockstar Games launcher on PC. This game will also feature across-the-board upgrades including graphical improvements, modern gameplay enhancements for all 3 titles, while still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals. We're extremely excited to share more about these groundbreaking titles in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. To prepare for the launch, we'll begin removing existing versions of the classic titles from digital retailers next week. For more information, please visit the Rockstar Games support. In addition, Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition will be coming to iOS and Android in the first half of 2022. Plus, as part of the 20th anniversary celebration for Grand Theft Auto 3, look for a cavalcade of special gear to collect in Grand Theft Auto Online throughout the coming events this fall, including commemorative clothing and liveries. So as you can see, that is a classic Banshee livery on that Banshee, as well as an old wasted logo from, I believe that one to be from Grand Theft Auto 3 on his t-shirt, and the old Los Santos cap from San Andreas. We'll have more details on how to acquire these in the weeks ahead as part of our ongoing events in Grand Theft Auto Online. This month's GTA Online events will also have some special surprises, including the upcoming possibility of some unusual activity occurring in and around southern San Andreas. We're also continuing to improve and evolve GTA Online. As you may have noticed, we recently began cycling select adversary modes and player jobs in and out of the game. GTA Online offers a hugely diverse array of gameplay, hosting over 1,000 Rockstar-created jobs and tens of millions more player-created jobs since launch. By beginning to cycle Rockstar-created jobs in and out of the game over time, not only will we be freeing up space for new missions and modes in the future, but we're also improving the game's matchmaking by focusing the community on a more streamlined list of jobs from week to week. This will also allow us to bring back jobs at various times for special or seasonal events and help reduce some of the lesser light jobs, as well as helping surface some of our slept-on classics or the community's quirkier favorites alongside special bonuses like this past week's return of offense, defense, sumo, and more. We're also looking at ways to improve the GTA Online experience for new and returning players in the upcoming release of Grand Theft Auto Online for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S next March. Stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for details on this and more information about the expanded and enhanced releases of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online in the months to come. And later this year, get ready to go on an exciting new adventure in Grand Theft Auto Online, as some well-known contacts and familiar friends need your help in expanding their legit business, with many more surprises soon to be revealed. So that's what the Newswire says. But what does it all mean? Let's start with the big thing, the Trilogy. The Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy Definitive Edition. So the 22nd of October is the anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 3 launching on the PlayStation. PlayStation 2. This is a 20-year anniversary. It really is a big deal. A lot of people are upset because they're re-releasing old games. Oh, it's already bad enough. We're getting Grand Theft Auto 5 again. Now we're getting Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas again. Listen, guys. For all you haters and naysayers out there, shut the fuck up. These games are groundbreaking. These games are classics. I can only assume by your cavalier attitude that you were not a child when these games came out. You didn't grow up playing these 3 games. Listen, I didn't just play Red Dead Online and Grand Theft Auto. This isn't something new to me. I didn't start with Grand Theft Auto 4. Listen, right here. I started with Grand Theft Auto 3. I remember sneaking Grand Theft Auto 3 into the house that I borrowed from my friend so my parents couldn't catch me playing it because they didn't want me playing it. I was 10 years old. They didn't want me playing Grand Theft Auto. It was bad. And you guys think that the storylines now are horrible, gruesome storylines? Guess what? They don't hold a freaking match up to the ass of Grand Theft Auto 3 for it to fart on. Okay? The brutality in these games are nothing like they used to be. These games paved the way for open world games like Grand Theft Auto, even the new Spider-Man game, Assassin's Creed, Red Dead Redemption. A lot of games nowadays are open world. Before Need for Speed Underground 2 was Grand Theft Auto 3. And that was, it was so much better even. Need for Speed Underground wasn't near as good as Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3, you get out of your car and kill people. Need for Speed Underground 2, you just drove around. Do random races throughout the map. A little bit of free mode there. But Grand Theft Auto 3 started all of this. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City, in my opinion, was the best of them all. The best storyline. The game was just in depth. The graphics were amazing in Miami, dude. Oh my god, these games were amazing. And then you had San Andreas, which added up bulking up your player or getting fat, using player stats to affect how you played the game. These games were groundbreaking games that set the path for more than just the open world genre. So if you are mad that they're re-releasing these games, don't buy them. Go play something else. Go play Roblox. Go touch some grass. These games are going to sell. And Rockstar's in the business of making money. And I'm all for it. These games are going to be amazing. I cannot wait to play them. But what are we going to expect in them? So I think it's going to be like, obviously textural updates. I think the user interface is going to be a little bit easier to work with. Hopefully on Grand Theft Auto 3 and Rockford Hills, the way that hill goes up like that, hopefully they fix that kind of stuff. An interactive map on Grand Theft Auto 3 would be nice. We didn't have that on Grand Theft Auto 3. It started in Vice City. But a map so we at least knew where we were at would be nice. Because if you don't know the map of the original Liberty City in the 3D universe, it's hard, man. You think you're going to one place and you realize that it's way down on the ground from where you're at, and you got to go way around to get there. So until you memorize the map, it's a pain in the ass. Hopefully they give us an interactive map, maybe make the dodo easier to fly. These are some ideas I got from the professional, so shout out to the professional. In addition to that, I had some other things. I would like to see Tommy Vercetti and Claude be able to freaking swim, for God's sakes. Or at least change the interaction to where you don't have to jump off the boat to get on land. Just hit the triangle button, it puts them in the boat. Hit it again, it takes them out of the boat, puts them on land. That would be nice as well. Just some quality of life type changes would be nice there. But just to see it with new textures and updated graphics alone, to me, is worth it. They just released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered, and really the only thing that seemed to change with it was the textures, and then they added a few new goals to each of the maps in both of the games, and that alone made it 100 times better. So hopefully they do something like that with Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas to make the gameplay a little bit better. But again, just the textural updates would be great. So what can we expect between now and the time that they drop the trilogy? Well, for starters, we're definitely going to have little Easter eggs hidden between now and then. They're going to drop stuff with the event weeks, clothing and liveries, both of which they already said. Maybe some scavenger hunts in there where you're going to find items that relate to the original trilogy, or maybe it's just stuff they hide in the game for you to see, billboards and stuff like that. But nothing major. What would be really cool is if they did like the little music disc type thing that they did to get the Still Slippin' FM and all that. If they did something like that and it started unlocking the old radio stations from Grand Theft Auto 3. I can understand it not unlocking the radio stations from Vice City or San Andreas because those have actual copyright music that they had to pay claims for. But Grand Theft Auto 3 had its own soundtrack that was made for that game. And when you play the game, you can actually stream that music and not get copyright claims. So it'd be cool if they incorporated some of that music into the game, Grand Theft Auto Online. Maybe not each station or anything like that, but at least the songs from those stations kind of collaborated into one station would be pretty cool. What else can we expect? Well, we're going to get the Halloween Pass, or as Grand Theft Auto, it's going to be the Halloween event week. It's going to be the same stuff, my dudes. The same clothing, face paints, masks, the Frankenstein, the Lurcher. It's going to be the same. And it's going to be the same with the Christmas as well. We might get a free, useless piece of shit car, some clothing, and snow. But they did mention a winter DLC. And they're talking about well-known contacts having to need help with their legit businesses. It's going to be small contact missions. It's going to be like the Los Santos Summer Special, maybe with less cars. That's honestly what I'm expecting out of the winter DLC. If it's anything more than that, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with anything because we're still getting something. They weren't going to give us this winter DLC because we were going to get the expanded and enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online on the PlayStation 5. I don't think an event week was going to accompany that until March when it drops for Xbox Series X and S and the PC. But that being said, we're getting something small. It's better than not getting anything at all. And then when the expanded and enhanced version drops, I honestly expect a DLC then as well. Maybe not something huge, but bigger than a small PS4, Xbox One type update, but not quite what everybody's expecting for the big expanded and enhanced updates. It's going to be something small, but bigger than what I expect this winter. So basically what I'm saying is don't get your hopes up on a big update this winter, and don't get your hopes up on a huge update when expanded and enhanced drops. Expanded and enhanced itself is going to be the update. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've got for this video. Let me know what you guys are expecting in the comments section down below. And hopefully I earned your like. It would be greatly appreciated. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel for more news and updates just like this. And yeah, as always, my dudes, I will see you on the flip side.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys.